As you walk into your room, or the living room, or an office, what do you see? Are there about 30 pencils scattered across the room, a few inkless pens shoved out of the way? Your bookshelf is pristinely empty. Could it be because every single one of your textbooks is either open on the desk or lying on the floor? Do you have any idea where last week's omnibus notes are? Maybe it's time to clean up your work area. Keeping the place where you study at least mostly neat and organized will help you study more efficiently. So keep your work area clean for the next few days. Exams are looming on the horizon like a massive black cloud. Why not get rid of a little of the stress of exams and pick up your workspace? It only takes a few minutes to shove your textbooks and notebooks into the bookshelf, and then you have a good environment in which to study. Studying in a cramped and cluttered environment does things to your mind. Your brain, no matter how naturally messy you are, associates clutter with discomfort and restlessness. Anyone who has been told to pick up your room at some point in their life knows that this is true. With the idea that neat is right drilled into your brain, you can't help but be restless when your work area is anything but neat. When you study, you want to be able to focus for a good, long, productive amount of time. That's the best way to make sure that the information and concepts are firmly cemented in your mind. So, sitting at a desk with books piled high on either side is really distracting. The second you look up from that trig problem, you see the Fairy Queen or Don Quixote. Wouldn't you rather be reading a story about a slightly bonkers knight-errant rather than agonizing over a particularly difficult trigonometry problem? Especially if the subject you are studying is one that you're not particularly fond of. Having a cluttered workspace is extremely distracting, and it really interferes with vital study time. It's just one more reason to take those 2 or 3 minutes to shove some books in the shelf. I could tell you that keeping your desk neat is going to make your whole life one great big success, that you'll save lives and bring peace to the nations. But I could also tell you that keeping your desk neat is going to make your dreams come true or help you get through college with flying colors. But focusing on things that are months or years in the future is not going to help you pass this year's exams, nor will it help you understand the material at hand. While your overarching objective might be to become a famous scientist or a world-renowned writer, or simply a school teacher, the here and now is more important at this point. No one ever got the Nobel Prize by daydreaming through high school, and no one ever wrote a book by laying in meadows thinking about writing the book all day. So if you can't focus on your studies right now because of your cluttered workspace, how are you going to get through college and on to living your dreams? You've heard that our God is a God of order, and our parents are here for a reason, not only to love and protect us, but also to raise us up in the ways of an orderly God. They have wisdom that at this point we can only imagine. They have been through more in their lives than we have, and because we humans are habitual creatures, they've learned from their mistakes and developed new habits to accommodate that new knowledge. We have the benefit of that knowledge. We just have to listen to what they tell us. So why not take the few extra minutes to pick up some books and throw away some dead pens? And don't think about how this is going to benefit your life years in the future, because you'll just lose interest and focus when it doesn't happen in the blink of an eye. Your mind must be trained to focus for longer periods of time if you are to overcome crippling effects that today's culture has on learning. You know those movies where the main character goes from the weak, picked-on misfit to the well-dressed leader of the pack in a matter of 10 minutes? Picking up your books and throwing away useless pens and bits of torn paper isn't going to do that for you. But you have to start somewhere. So stop focusing on what might happen months in the future and look at what is right in front of you. Exams, looming like a cloud on the horizon, ready to strike you down in one fell swoop, and your cluttered workspace ready to debilitate you and make as you struggle to rise to the challenge. So put away a few of last semester's books that aren't going to help you anyway, and throw away the dead pens in the trash can, not on the floor next to your desk. Your future depends on the present. Your future isn't going to happen in the next 10 minutes. You're going to have to work for it. So forget about the currently impossible objectives that bounce around in the back of your mind, and focus on the smaller, completely possible objectives that are right in front of you, and clean up your desk.